So much fun.
I was just going to say, it's nice when you can have fun listening to something.
Right?
Oh,
This
so
one,
good.
like, you cannot not move when you listen to this song.
Oh, I'm swaying the whole time.
Exactly.
If a song can make you pop a smile, that's a baller song.
That's
that is
right.
rad.
It's like you can't be in a bad mood listening to this.
Oh, for real. Man, their drummer's awesome.
That was one of the first things that I wanted to talk about is their drummer and specifically the entire band's sense of rhythm and the way that they work with timing and feel, because there are so many times that they're like not playing the rhythm straight. They're like either swinging it really hard or they're, slowing down into that really, that more kind of like synthy slow part.
Yeah.
Or even like the really cool before going into the last chorus, there's this bit where they all slow down and then there's like a weird amount of beats before everything comes back in.
Oh yeah, it does like the dotted, so it's like
and then it comes back in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the band is so tight because they're able to do all of that rhythmic stuff and none of it feels forced, none of it feels sloppy. It's all spot on.
Oh yeah, very smooth transitions. Everything is nice.
Mm-hmm.
That chorus is just so nice. I mean, I'm sure anybody who calls themselves funk, I'm sure absolutely hates this. But when you have a massive ska like chorus like that, that's where ska shines. And I think they definitely had that. Like if it was just all funk with just that as the chorus, I'm all for it. That's incredible.
Well, and that's the cool thing about this band is that they kind of like jump around stylistically a little bit.
Cool.
And so they call themselves a multi-genre blend of funk, ska, and alt rock.
Well, good for them because they nailed it.
Which exactly makes perfect sense when you listen to it. Another really interesting thing about just the band and their philosophy, right? This is Johnny Manchild and the Poor Bastards. Johnny Manchild is one guy, and then the Poor Bastards is a rotating cast of 10 members, depending on like the time that you see them and like what kind of stuff they're doing.
A lot of fun. It used to be around like the Providence, Rhode Island area. There's a band in my area, or was, called the Venetia Fair, and I don't know if you've ever heard of like Gogol Bordello, I think is what they're called.
I have not. No.
It's just very like carnival punk almost.
Okay.
Very like cool, swingy stuff. And this reminded me a lot of that. And I love that stuff. Just another big band with big choruses, a lot of people just doing crazy stuff.
I've heard stuff like that, the way that you describe it. I've heard a bunch of stuff like that. I've just never heard that name for it. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what it's actually called. I think there's like a less preferred term in the gypsy punk, but I'm not a Romanian nomad, so I don't think I can comfortably say that word without notifying that being a thing.
Fair enough. I highly recommend checking out this whole album. It's Insomnia is the name of the album. And just all of it is really good. I've checked out a couple of their other albums too, also very good, but this one is definitely my favorite.
Like it's their star one.
In my opinion, yeah. I think that it's when they perfectly nailed that blend that they're going for. I think that this album shows that off the best.
Is this their most recent one?
No, this is from 2018. They started as a band in 2016, and this is their second album. They have 4 studio albums and 1 live album.
That's cool. That's a lot of work. Actually, second album in 2 years that's sharp. It's
also, I think, like an album every year except for 2020, basically.
Yeah, everybody gets a pass.
Exactly, because it was 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, nothing. 2021, there was an album, and then 2022, now they've released a live album.
It's so cool. I would love to be in that space. Instead, I have to take my time with everything and be like, because I do it all myself. Having all that big group, it's got to be awesome.
I feel like they would put on a great live show, too.
Oh, I could imagine. That's like stadium music.
Just the most fun But I feel like just with the style of music that it would be something that they could play the smallest stage and get the crowd rocking.
Just like some dive bar somewhere.
Yeah, everybody would be on their feet.
There's another band in this area. I think they're in this. Maybe they're from New York. They're called Keep Flying. They are kind of in that same thing, but they're way more punk. But they have like horn section and a brass section.
Love it.
They are insane live. I've seen them in a big venue. I've seen them in a tiny venue, and both times I'm like, you can play this anywhere. Everybody's gonna love it. So they're probably in the same boat. This is they call Moss Tongue, and Moss Tongue's an incredible band. I've been trying to play with them for several months now. Found out about them, I think, during COVID is when they released their first album.
Okay.
And it is so well produced. You can like hear it more in the low end in the guitars, but these guys are insane. They're just very, very talented guys. Hope they see this because I really want to play with them.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah, this is Muck by Moss Tongue.